What's up, everybody? So look, what if I was to tell you that the world's definition of integrity and the biblical Old Testament definition of integrity is a little bit different, right? Hear me out. Let's start with Job. I'm going to read the story of Job, right? I'll kind of do a kind of quick paraphrase it a little bit. So go with me to Job 1:6-8. It says, "Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came from among them. And the Lord said to Satan, 'From where did you come?' So Satan answered the Lord, saying, 'From going to and fro on the earth, walking back and forth on it.' Then the Lord said, 'Have you considered my servant Job?'" So just a backstory. So we know the Bible said that the devil walk around like a roaring lion seeking who he may devour. So that's what he was doing. And they were in like the second heaven. That's like the spiritual realm. The third heaven is paradise. The first heaven is considered like the earth realm or whatever. So that was in the second heaven. And the angels was like coming to God, like showing everything, like bringing God the things that they had to bring them, basically, like presenting themselves to God. You know what I'm saying? Whatever God sent the angels to do, the angels was doing that. And then Satan came up there. And then Satan was like, so God literally like asked Satan, because he knew what he was going to do. So God was like, "Hey, have you considered Job?" Right? So he was like, the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him on the earth?" So God separated Job from everybody on the earth. And then he said, he's blameless and upright, one who fears God and shuns evil, right? So that's what God said about Job. This is the important thing. God basically bragged on Job, and God pointed out the things that he liked about Job, right? And then if you read in verse 2, right? Verse 2, Job 2:1-3, it says, "And then again," so this is the second day this happened, right? There was a day when the sons of God, anytime they say sons of God, they're talking about the angels. So the angels presented themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. And the Lord said unto Satan, "From where did you come?" Okay, Satan answered the Lord and said, "From going to and fro on the earth, walking back and forth on it." Then the Lord said, "Have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him, a blameless man, upright, one who fears God, shuns evil, and he still holds fast to his integrity." So that word integrity, the very, very interesting thing about that word integrity, it means a word called tuma in Hebrew, which means innocence, right? So that is so crazy, because integrity means innocence. Hear me out, right? So verse 3, it says, "And still he holds fast to his integrity, although you entice me against him to destroy him without cause," right? So the very interesting thing about this is whenever you read, so basically just a backstory. So God granted the devil permission to like do certain things, right? To Job, but he just couldn't take his life, right? So all of these things happened, and it was like a test for Job, but Job held fast to his integrity, meaning his innocence. But this is the thing that really got me and tripped me up, right? So if you read on to chapter 2, verse 9, it says, "Then his own wife, he said to Job, 'Do you still hold fast to your integrity?'" Meaning your innocence. Like, so she's saying it in a mocking way. Like, all of this stuff is happening. These people is dying. All of this is happening. And you still hold fast to your innocence? And this is what she says. She says, "Curse God and die." Right? So in my head, I'm thinking, the very thing that God bragged about with Job is the very same thing that his own wife told him to go against. His integrity, his innocence, right? And then whenever you start reading this, this is what Job said. He's a straight savage. He was like, "You speak as one of the foolish women. Shall we indeed accept good from God? And shall we not accept adversity?" And all of this, Job did not sin with his lips. So, all right. So this is what innocence is. Innocence is pure in heart, blameless. Like, all like you're not wishing bad upon anything. You're innocent in heart. You're pure in heart, like a child almost. So just to give you a recap of what was going on in Job's heart, verse 27, 3-6, it says, as long as my breath is in me, and the breath of God in my nostrils, my lips will not speak wickedness, nor my tongue utter deceit. Far be it from me, that I should say you are right. Till I die, I will not put away my integrity from me. So Job understood the assignment. Job knew that his integrity was the thing that got him all this favor with God, right? And I started thinking in my life, and I'm like, bro, the times that I'm the most innocent, whenever something happened, that's whenever God be showing out for me the most, right? It'll be people slandering your name, people attacking you, people trying to plot on you. And if you don't like try to get revenge, try to take matters in your own hands, if you just give it to God and you innocent in heart, you don't have no animosity, no unforgiveness in your heart, that's whenever God will show up the most in your life. And look, it's so crazy. So look, so that was the Old Testament. Now I'm starting to see in the New Testament, right? And then Jesus basically tells, so Matthew 18:2-3, it says, Jesus called a little child to him, set him in the midst of them, and said, assuredly I say to you, unless you are converted and become as children, you will no means enter the kingdom of heaven. So God is even talking about like we have to become like children. And I'm like, okay, what's the difference between us and children? First off, children have childlike faith, right? So they like when I was a child, I can literally jump off of a building, and in my head, I'm like, bro, I'm not gonna die. I'm invincible. I'm Superman. Like it just is what it is. I'm just gonna start flying. Like that was where my faith was at. So then God was like, you gotta do like that. And then think of a child. Whenever somebody do a child something wrong, the child don't be thinking about like getting back at him, getting revenge. The child is like pure in heart, innocent in heart. And that's where we have to start being. We have to go back to that place where we are pure in heart. We are innocent before God. So look, so check this out. That again in the New Testament, it speaks about integrity too, right? So this is God confirming his word. And then another thing, Matthew 5-8, it says, blessed are the pure in heart. That's that integrity again. Innocent, pure in heart, blameless before God. It says, for they shall see God. So recap, and I'm saying all this to say, look, Satan does not want you to see God, so he will try his hardest to prevent that. So Satan is going to try to attack you at your innocence, trying to put unforgiveness in your heart, because he don't want you to see God, and he don't want God to really show out. And look, so I know you like just the end of the story to this Job thing, right? They said that so Satan took basically everything from Job. You know, his wife died, his kids died, like all of this stuff, all of his flock. Like this man was like one of the richest people on the earth at this time, and then all of this happened, right? Stripped him down to nothing. But then he still kept his integrity. He cursed himself the day he was born before he cursed God, right? He found himself faithful. So God literally gave him everything that he had plus more. He doubled everything that he had. And then he had, the Bible even said that his kids were the most beautiful kids on the land. You know what I'm saying? So God blessed this dude abundantly because he kept his heart right. So look, man, if you're dealing with unforgiveness, it don't matter what you're forgetting, what you're dealing with, bro, but keep your heart right, be innocent, blameless before God, because the Bible says that if you're pure in heart, you're going to see God, all right? I love you, and hey, God love you.